Hey you guys! So I'm doing a Soul Rebirth Journey today, and I'm going to go ahead and read the details for the session. We're going to be exploring spirit guides and a message from the higher self. And so I'm just going to read these and then I'm going to get connected here. So the goals are, I was wondering if we could explore why I'm having such a difficult time connecting to my spirit guides. I'm sure they're communicating, but I feel like I'm not making that connection from my end. I've tried through meditation and have invited their communication and intervention, participation in my life, but I still feel somewhat alone and would like some sign of guidance instead of feeling like I'm winging it all the time. I would also love it if you were able to channel wisdom or guidance from my higher self. I would love to hear any messages my higher self would like to share regarding my life's journey this time around. So, okay. I'm going to relax here. All right, spirit guides, how to get connected, how to hear them. Higher self. All right, I'm just getting myself in the zone here, so I'm just relaxing my energy fields, getting connected. All right, I'll tell you the first thing that I see walking into your spiritual atmosphere, there's a big old knife, and I don't know, is this some sort of black curtain, and it just goes shoosh right down the black curtain, and the black curtain is opening up. So this is the first thing I'm seeing. I have a feeling this has to do with what's going on in your life, but I'm gonna just give it a minute here and see if we can get some spirit guides, higher self. It might be the direction that I'm supposed to go is through here or examining this first. So let's just see, okay? I'm telling this space that I love you for all that you are. And this sharp knife and this black curtain, I love you for all that you are. And I'm sharing with this space because it wants me to see this first before seeing your spirit guides. So I'm going to continue to share love with this and then talk to this consciousness here and let it know that the goals are to get to know your spirit guides and higher self and see how it feels about that. You have a lot going on in your spiritual atmosphere. You have a lot going on in your human world. So sometimes when we get really emotionally intertwined, our thoughts are really intertwined, our lives become really intertwined with what's going on in our world. It makes it very hard. There's a lot of like cluttering noises in the way of actually receiving what are the quietest voices, okay? So your higher self and spirit guides, they're coming from a really high vibration, a very high dimension. So their voices are often the quietest ones, and the only way we're going to be able to hear them is by allowing them to speak through our heart, okay? Also, there's something of the message coming through. Well, what is it that you want to hear from us? Because there's something along the lines of perhaps there's something you want them to be telling you, and you want it to look like this, and it's not. So they're not telling you that, and it's not meant to look like that. So you have to get out away from yourself in order to truly gain the messages that they're sharing with you, because the messages they're sharing with you have nothing to do with what you would expect them to have to do with. You have to receive them on a different level, okay? Because they got to come through the heart. Okay, you've got a lot of friction about this. When I'm talking to your energy field, there's a lot of a lot of frustration going on here as I'm actually sharing this from your spirit guides and higher self. And there's just a lot of can you imagine like a shook up pop bottle, like a pop can or bottle? That's kind of what your spiritual atmosphere is like. It's like shook up. And so now I'm talking about messages of love that aren't going to be reflective of what you want them to sound like, what you want it to be like, what you're hoping the message are going to be about. Like, it's going to have nothing to do with that. So it's getting things shook up. A message of this kind is really creating an explosive response, okay? So I'm gonna have to do some healing work for you before we can get more connected with the higher dimensions, okay? Because there's so much loud explosive energy in here, so much pop bottle shook up energy going on here. I need to clear that out so you have so it's more peaceful and that you can make a stronger connection, okay? So I'm just gonna let you vent because you really need to vent. And there's a lot of anger that you need to vent out. There's a lot of pent up anger that is sort of here, and it's just wanting to scream, and it's just like like the ultimate frustration, you know. So let's just let it vent. A lot of venting, a lot of pent up old anger stuff. We're trying to get it out here. Oh man, it's like I can feel it really in your heart right now. So your soul is just moving a little bit while it's venting, okay? Oh gosh, it's just like this. I can understand why you're wanting to make such a heartfelt connection with your spirit guides and higher self, because you got this going on and you want some wisdom, you want some guidance. But with this going on, and this is the forefront, your spirit guides have to be at the forefront. And we got to let go of attachments to anything that makes us angry. Let go of attachments to anything. I know that can be hard at times, but the goal is always do not get emotionally or mentally attached. Always be in acceptance, be patient. Don't put a time for when things have to be finalized or completed. All of this helps you, whatever you're dealing with in your life, it becomes a big old ball of calamity and you're not in it, okay? Because you're not emotionally in it, you're not mentally in it. We have a way of just like constantly getting wound up in our thoughts and in our emotions about what's going on that we're having to face in our life, and we just get really sucked into that, okay? But this will separate you from all that calamity there, so that way we're just gonna step back, okay? Not emotionally connected, not mentally connected. We're at peace with everything in our life. We're thankful and in gratitude for everything going on in our life. And you don't have to put that energy into this chaos. You don't have to. And you don't have to put yourself into the energy of this chaos either. You can let the chaos be the chaos, but you don't have to be in the chaos, okay? This is a really fascinating conversation. Your higher self is telling you this message, that you don't have to be in the chaos. You don't actually have to be in it. Whenever you feel angry or upset, just allow yourself to vent it out as though you're venting it into a balloon, okay? And then that balloon, you're just handing it off to the spirit realm, to angels, to your higher self. And that's you symbolizing that I'm not choosing to be in the middle of the chaos. I might be a part of it, but I don't have to be in it, emotionally, mentally, physically even. There's a way that you can still complete the work that you're supposed to do while doing it sort of in a peaceful, somehow at a distance. It just feels like you could somehow deal with it at a distance. They showed me a 10-foot pole. Use a 10-foot pole to touch the chaos, not yourself. That doesn't ever work in life. Like, how do we ever get to touch our problems with a 10-foot pole? That's how we all want to touch our problems. We want our problems to be way over there, and we'll just like touch it with a 10-foot pole and have nothing to do with it. They're actually saying you have the ability to do that. How is that possible? Well, you do. They say you do. And we're actually, there's so much of your energy field. It's almost like you projected your soul into what is a ball of like a cat fight kind of thing, you know, like a cartoon of like a bunch of cats fighting, and then there's like and then like a big old ball of smoke and like dust and all this random junk in it. That's like what's over there, and you can just touch that with a 10-foot pole. You don't have to even be in near that. That's what it looks like. But somehow you've projected parts of your energy, parts of your actual soul, your energy field, you've actually projected it into there. So part of you is really back away, and part of you is actually in it. So that would be like the emotions, the thoughts, that sort of thing are involved, but also a part of your soul, you're protecting a part of your soul by keeping it out of it, to keep yourself balanced or sane. It's fascinating how we deal with problems, because it feels like we're always all of ourselves, but we're not. We have our parts of our soul projected into all kinds of things. And part of your soul essence is inside of there. And then a big part of it too is backed off, and you're protecting that part. So it's keeping you in balance, because you're having to resolve this cat fight problem, while simultaneously you're trying to stay balanced outside of it, all at the same time. And your higher self and spirit guides are saying that we can take you out of that and bring that energetic part of you back into yourself, and let the cat fight be the cat fight, and you don't have to project any part of yourself into it. In fact, you don't have to touch it. You can get a 10-foot pole and have the 10-foot pole do all the work. That's what they're showing me, okay? That's kind of a cool thing, because it's like, man, wow, if I could have a 10-foot pole that could touch my problems, that would be pretty cool, and I don't have to be near it. That's a very weird, that never comes up. That's kind of a cool thing. How is that possible? Let's see. All right, first I've got to pull the parts of you out, okay? Because there's still parts of you in that, and I'm pulling that back into your heart. A lot of your heart is involved in this, so I'm just pulling this parts of you from here and back into your heart. So this could go as fast or as slow as it wants to. I can just simply do it, but let's just see how you respond to that. So I'm just pulling that parts of your heart, primarily your heart, back into your chest, okay? Okay. Like a terrible anger, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm shaking. I'm so mad. Your heart, your energy field, it just got so much anger in it. Like, it just keeps doing that. You're very frustrated, okay? So let's it's just venting here, okay? We just get through this next layer. It's like an understandable vent. It's like an understandable frustration. It's not like you're kind of out there with the anger. You're like it's not coming from a place of balance. You're overusing the anger, but this is actually a venting. It's a venting anger, so it's a balanced venting anger. It's understandable. All right. Okay, this could get worse before it gets better, all right? So you're venting a lot of anger, and there's something about bones breaking, and I can hear it in the lower skull and the neck and the shoulders. It sounds like people who are cracked their knuckles. It sounds like that, like cracking the knuckles and the fingers, and and then a clenched fist kind of thing. But it's all I'm hearing it in the neck and the lower head, the lower skull, and then the shoulders region. Okay, and it's just like crack, 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 crack. It's like breaking bones noises. And the anger is literally wanting to blow up. It just wants to blow up. So, oh my gosh. I'm just going to stay with it here and let it do its thing. It's wanting to run away as fast as it can. And its anger and it's so much anger, and it's almost impulsively responding by running away as fast as it can, and it's running away from actually a city that is blowing up. So there's a lot of anger that is being vented from within you, and it's so loud and it's so full of frustration that it's just reacting by running away. It's like it's running away from what it's angry about, and so it's running away from it, and it turns out to be a giant, like a city that is blowing up, and it seems to be much bigger than you. The anger that is blowing up that you're running away from is much bigger than you. You're like the size of a person, and it's the size of a city, okay? And it's just blowing up. I mean, blowing up. Like, I see parts of buildings flying all over the place. It's like, oh gosh. Man, because there's also an interesting, like, really tight rubber band cord between your heart and the city, the heart of the city, okay? A lot of squirming going on here. So we can understand why you really want to hear from your spirit guides, but this is in your energy field, so what you're going through is really loud right now. And it's so loud that it's hard to actually, how in the world are you supposed to come into a balanced meditation with all of this calamity going on? You could try, and I think trying is also saying a lot, because as a human being, it's really hard to, when you're going through that type of loud noise experience, it's really hard to just, like, even when you feel like you're slowing down and you're getting peace of mind, you're still processing all of that stuff that you've been feeling all day and all night, you know? So that's still really loud in your spiritual atmosphere, okay? Okay, there's a Hulk coming out of the city here, and it's like, who's bigger than who's angrier than who? Like, you just don't even want to deal with it. You just want to get as far away from it as possible. Now we get the 10-foot pole. Let's just touch it with the 10-foot pole. Do I have permission to do that? The spirit realm says, yes, you do. Yes, you do have permission to do that. And the Hulk is coming out from underneath the ground, actually, of the city, is coming out of this exploding city, and the Hulk is, angry, of course. And the Hulk smashes things when the Hulk is angry. So the Hulk is happening, and you are angry as well. You're venting, frustrated and angry as well. And it's actually, it makes sense why you would be. And you just are choosing to run away as sort of a survival mechanism in its own way. So here we have the Hulk coming up and out. So let's see what happens next, okay? Your spirit guides are here the whole time. Your higher self is here the whole time, and they're wanting me to look at this. This is the gift they want to share with you first and foremost, okay? So let's get you feeling good. Let's get your energy field quieter, more peaceful. Okay, this is going to keep playing out, okay? And this Hulk is going to threaten you, all right? This Hulk is going to try to threaten you. But the Hulk has nothing to threaten you with, actually. The Hulk is also venting. The Hulk is also venting. And but I experience what is the Hulk wanting to threaten you by being big and bad and scary, but he doesn't have anything to actually threaten you with. And so it's really, all of his anger is his own venting. And his own venting is that much more explosive than yours. Is that much more explosive. And you actually running away is probably the best thing for you, because you don't need to be anywhere near that explosive calamity going on there. And so you need to kind of go find a quiet nook where you are not, you don't have to be participating in this, and you could touch it with a 10-foot pole, maybe 100, maybe 1,000-foot pole if possible. But everybody, your higher self, spirit guides say yes, you can. You don't have to be in the middle of that. You don't. And you do have the right to touch it with a 10-foot pole, which could be 1,000-foot pole if you want it to be. There's something about, you don't have to touch that directly. And to be away from it is actually going to put you and your energy fields in a much safer place, okay? In a place of healing, because this Hulk needs to vent, and as long as it takes this Hulk to vent, then you're gonna have to give this Hulk that time, okay? But you don't have to be there while the Hulk is venting, all right? You just let the Hulk vent. But you're actually moving on with your life. It feels like you're moving on with your life, and there's actually really beautiful blessings and surprises along the way for you. And the further you are from the Hulk energy, the more you're going to be able to access that, okay? Access those communications, those experiences, that awareness. And it's very beautiful, it's very blissful, it's very happy, and has nothing to do with anger or frustrations or anything. It has nothing to do with Hulk either. All that stuff is like, it's trying to distract you, it's trying to get your attention, it's trying to wind you up and get you in the middle of that, but it's all that, it's all the Hulk, it's all coming from the Hulk anyway. It's not coming from you. You're more frustrated with the Hulk, but the Hulk is just blowing up in his own way. So you need to just be, okay, you just need to be way over here, and where it's quiet, where you can hear yourself think, where you can hear your own energy field, and where you don't have to feel energetically in the middle of this. So again, pulling parts of your energy field out of this and back into yourself, okay? Okay, so again, we're going to another layer of frustration, okay? So it's venting again from the heart. It's like a lot of energy, a lot of frustration in the heart, okay? It's just a lot of soul squirming, and then a lot of anger and release, all right? Kind of like a firecracker that just blew up, but it blew up from the head, okay? But now it's quickly just tired. So it's done all of the anger and the venting it can do, and it's just like vented into exhaustion. And it doesn't want to be a firecracker blowing up. It doesn't want to have to do this. It doesn't want to be involved with this. I'm gonna actually transform somehow you're sort of like a great house that picked a wrong view, okay? So somehow you're the amazing house that is looking in the direction of a chaos, okay? But we're gonna move your house to look in the direction of like a peaceful mountainside, a beautiful ocean, okay? So we're gonna move your energetic view away from the blowing up city and this giant scary Hulk, and now we're gonna move you into a new direction with new things to see, new experiences to be had, okay? Because you're moving on from that, and you're moving on to something more beautiful, more peaceful, more tranquil, more you, actually. It's more you, okay? So that Hulk thing isn't you. And that's why you're not involved with that Hulk thing, okay? So that's why you're moving your directions and you're looking in a new direction, okay? I can do this in your energetic atmosphere. I can actually help your energetic atmosphere to view a new energetic scene, a new pathway forward that is actually a reflection of yourself. Somehow this Hulk thing is what you're viewing too much. So now that's the reflection in the mirror that's looking back at you. And we don't need that reflection in the mirror looking back at you, because that's not actually who you are. You're not a Hulk. You're not a blowing up city. That's not actually you at all. So we're going to move your beautiful house that is you. And we're going to look at a beautiful scene that is also you, okay? So we're bringing in all of the true reflections of yourself, and that's going to be louder and louder and louder and louder and louder. And anything else that is Hulk related is, we don't even know what that is. You know, but I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know who Hulk is. Like, whatever that is, it's going to go really loud, do zero. No sound. We don't know anything about that, because I'm going to remove that energy reflection from your spiritual atmosphere, which is bringing you into yourself and giving you energy views that are really wonderful, that are a reflection of you, to actually feel connected with, okay? Okay. This shouldn't be so hard, but it's like moving an Egyptian pyramid. It sort of looks like an Egyptian pyramid that is the house that shows me that it is you as an Egyptian pyramid. It's not like a cozy cottage or a beautiful like white house with a white picket fence or something. It's actually an Egyptian pyramid. So you are an Egyptian pyramid, and I'm somehow having to move you to look in a different direction, which is kind of strange because pyramids are, have equal sides, and that's, so don't you have like 360-degree views, or maybe you're just looking in one direction. This is really surprising that you're an Egyptian pyramid. That means it's gonna be a little more complicated than just turning you. Let's just see. It's hard to move you, by the way. You're as an Egyptian pyramid, you're really heavy, like trying to move a mountain, to help you see in a new direction. Let me just see what you want to do. You just want to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. You want to be bigger than an Egyptian pyramid, but you want to stay as an Egyptian pyramid, but you want to be almost like you're touching the clouds. And then the Hulk is just like a 2-inch tall figure, is kind of what it looks like. And so you're much bigger than the Hulk, okay? And you're not easily moved, and you're not easily broken down, and you're not easily defeated, is what you want. And you're standing your ground against that Hulk energy, okay? And you're standing your ground really big and really strong. And it makes the Hulk then look really small and not so big and menacing as before, but really small. And they show me that you as the Egyptian pyramid have the power to move one of your sides like a foot and just squash the Hulk like a bug under your shoe. And there's nothing he can do about it. There's nothing this Hulk can do about it. Because the truth is, you are an Egyptian pyramid that is larger than life, that is, touching the clouds. And this Hulk, as big as bad as Hulk wants to show off, is really the size of a little bug that you could easily step on. And somehow this perspective is one that you need to have to see yourself for who you truly are and your situation. Because you have a lot more power in this situation. You have a lot of power in the situation. And now we can get rid of touching things with poles, because you're as big as you're a big bad Egyptian pyramid, There's something really big about you. And there's something really small about the Hulk, okay? And when you stand your ground with this much power, we can't even hear the Hulk. I can't hear you from up here at the top of the pyramid. I can't hear you throwing your Hulk temper tantrum. It seems really pathetic from up here. This is actually helping you to remember who you are, okay? And this is the view that your higher self wants you to have. Because there's something about growing really big and stepping into your true power that this situation you're in is a gift to you. It's actually a blessing of empowerment for you, and to teach you about your own power and teach you how to stand your ground against this. And it's going to grow you really big and strong. And it's not like strong like the Hulk, you smash things, but you are strong and sturdy with really grounded base. And you're an ancient emanation, and you're wise, and you see from above. And there's something about perspective here as well. Okay, things are shifting and changing because I'm asking your spirit guides and higher self, can we actually just go where I can see you guys now, or do I need to keep sharing messages like this and doing energy work? So the scene shifts, and I'm looking at you in the bathroom, and there's some sort of like electrical cap that you have on, and it keeps zapping your brains out, and it's like, and it's dark. You're in a dark bathroom, and I see you in the mirror, and you're not facing the mirror, you're facing the sides, and then you've got a cap on that's electrocuting. So your brain waves and everything are just like this, and your head is lit up on the inside with all these like lightning bolts and things. And you're exhausted. All these lightning bolts are happening, and they're forcing themselves to be experienced, and it's exhausting. But they're still doing it. They're still zapping your brains out. They're zapping your brains out. So again, this is another energy healing gift to remove that and to clear your mind. So you need that. That's pretty quick actually, and it's very pleasant to feel that transition. And there's a lot of emotion related to that. And it's in the heart and in the emotional gut, but more in the heart. So I'm just going to allow it to happen here. It's like this electrical, like my brain is being zapped, this is something you've been putting up with for a long time, and you're burnt out. You're literally burnt out and exhausted from it. You're so burnt out and exhausted, you just want to sleep. With the permission to have that zappy thing removed from your head, you can finally sleep. You just instantly fall asleep. I create a soft cottony bed, and you're just like you're sleeping in a cloud or something, like the perfect sleep. So I just manifest that, and you just instantly fall into it and fall asleep. And you just want to sleep, and sleep without all that noise and chaos in your head, and just sleep. And you got, I don't know why, but you have a jar of sand in your emotional gut. So I'm just removing a jar of sand from your emotional gut. Let's see why it might be there. See what this is. It's got an Egyptian it makes me think of when we saw the pyramids, like sands or Egyptian sands or something. But I'm still looking at it here. And it's a broken jar. It's very exhausting to look at. When I first took it out, it was a whole glass jar full of sand with a lid on it. I unscrewed the lid and I poured the sand out, but then the image showed me that it changed and it was broken. So, there wasn't a lid, and the sand is still sort of in the jar. So the image shows me these things at the same time, okay? Something about being whole, and then something about feeling broken, but you're still holding the sands within yourself. And nobody can dump the sand out. Nobody can pour that sand out. Somehow this sand makes you feel connected to yourself. And again, the sand is reflective of Egypt. And it's not emanating that it's sands of time or dust in the wind or anything like that. It's Egypt, specifically. And you're holding on to it. And I tell you, you don't want to hold on to broken things. So if this glass jar is broken, there's something about, I know the sand is meaningful and precious to you. It reminds you of Egypt, but the jar you're saying is broken, and even if I am broken, I'm still holding on to who and what I am. And it's like, you shouldn't hold, there's some about broken jar that's not healthy here. We don't want broken things here, and we don't want to be proud of broken things. That's actually an imbalanced frequency in your spiritual atmosphere. So let's see what we can do to make this whole again, or bring balance to it. I feel like we need a change. We need to move on, or we need to let go. There's something of this kind going on here, but I gotta keep just allowing the story to present the new thing to me, okay? Okay, so I'm just gonna go into the broken jar with the sand, and there's blood along the broken top of it. There's blood on it. I'm just gonna go inside the jar and I stand on the sand. There's a lot of tears in the sand here. And there's something about watching your tear fall into the sand and how it changes the sand. The sand absorbs the tear in a unusual kind of way, like it's really thirsty. And then every time a teardrop falls, it falls in a new dry spot. So the sand then absorbs it immediately, and then there's sort of like a little wet spots of sand. And there's something meaningful about this, about crying tears into the sand. And I'm gonna dig underneath the sand because there's something buried down here, and it's like a human, but they became a rock, and it's just a big old rock. They got somehow encased in a rock. Very exhausting. I will tell you what, this is very exhausting. Something about this rock is also a reflection of the heart. Just a moment here. This is getting more and more complicated. There's a girl crying in the sand, and I'm trying to lift up the rock to the surface, and it's also a reflection of a person who is somehow stuck inside of a rock. And this rock also seems to be attached to the bottom of the actual broken jar. I'm going to ask this crying girl what she thinks about the rock that I discovered. She doesn't want to stop crying. She doesn't want to look up to even look at the rock. So she just wants to focus on the tears that fall into the sand. If she stops crying into the sand, then she's doing something different. And she doesn't want to let go of her pattern. So me helping her to let go of the pattern is going to help this person in the rock. So I'm just going to put a pan beneath her, and then I'm going to fill it with water, and I'm going to let her teardrops fall into water. Now let's just see what happens. Wow, the water creates a reflection of her face. So for the first time, she sees her face crying tears into the water. And she says, she looks up at me and says, "Who am I?" She starts to get really solid, and her breath stops, and she's starting to kind of form into a rock. And it's not like a statue. I mean, she is being formed into a giant, rounded, random-looking rock that's massive and very hard to lift, very heavy, and she's getting stuck inside of it. And then it goes back to the scene of her crying tears into the water in the pan. And she moves the pan out of the way and spills some of the tears onto the sand on accident. And she doesn't seem bothered by that. and she starts to draw something in the sand, some sort of meaning. She's drawing meaning in the sand. All right. I'm dissolving the glass around this place. And I'm gonna I've got to do something here to get, there's too much attachment to this place. Way too much attachment to this place. And the attachment is not healthy. I'm gonna put her on an island on the beach, and there's an ocean tide coming in, and the water starts to come close to her. And there's a tropical, like an oasis style feeling to it. That's, you know, there's palm trees, beautiful lush greenery. This giant rock is still here next to us. She's in the sand here on the beach. Let's see what she does. She can't let go of who she is. She won't let go of who she is. And I'm telling you, it's not a healthy attachment. No matter where you put me, no matter what you do to change my tears, I will not ever let go. Nothing you can do is ever going to inspire me to let go. It's like for all eternity, this is who I am. For all eternity, this is my meaning. This is what I belong to, and it belongs to me. And this is precious to me in a sad way, a very sad way, and I won't let go of it, no matter what. That's what you're saying to me. All right, I'm just going to step back then. I'm actually going to step back. I can't force this to change. So all I can do is step back and tell your spirit guides and higher self whatever their inspiration is to transform this attachment. They're going to have to show me something new, a different direction. All right, I'm walking on a pathway in the darkness, but there's something beautiful about it. And the pathway itself is sort of made up of like hopscotch. So there's like boxes with numbers in it. And so I'm just walking on a pathway full of boxes with numbers. Wow. This is also very exhausting and I feel very emotionally sad. I feel broken in here. I fall to the ground of a larger sort of platform of space, like a really big square, and it's full of smaller squares with numbers in them, and I just fall to the ground, and I'm like literally sprawled out on my backside, and I just feel like I'm dying. I'm emotionally dying. I'm dying on a lot of levels right now. And in a way, my heart is being squeezed, and it's excreting blood like tears on the inside of me. My heart is crying tears of blood. And I feel it emotionally, deeply. I feel it emotionally. There's a terrible spike in the center of this place. It's a thorn in your heart, but you're too emotionally distraught to do anything to fix this or correct this or to remove this really awful thorn. Therefore, you're going to be attached to your emotions, and your heart is going to bleed tears forevermore. And you don't have the strength to get up and to remove it. So I'm just going in here now. I'm a representative of you. I'm a representative of you, and I have the ability to be the stronger side of yourself that can remove the thorn, okay? I just call holy angels and all your spirit guides, your higher self. I just call God, Buddha, Jesus. I'm just calling like really awesome people to come. Happy smiling faces of all different kinds, really loving emanations, gong sounds, beautifully lit candles, some Reiki energy, some purple flames, some happy dragons, some fairies. I'm just calling all kinds of smiling faces and emanations of joy to come and hang out with me. And we'll just hold hands and hang out around. We're going to circle around this thorn, and we're just going to sing songs and open our heart and share love with the thorn. And it's okay, because we know that this part of you is crying over here. But really, you're crying because of the thorn. Some large hand is going to scoop you up and then put you inside of our circle as well. So we have a giant thorn, and then there's a crying version of you inside of our many circles of happiness, okay? A lot of anger. There's sort of a demonic version of yourself that reminds me of, like a demonic version of yourself, that it literally reminds me of that movie. Yeah. The most demonic movie of all times. It's like 30 or 40 years old or something. Anyway, your head is like spinning around in circles. Your teeth look all black. Your eyes are black. You're screaming. You're tied to a bed. You're screaming. You hate all of us. And we're just still sharing songs of love and healing with you. And you're screaming. And now tears of blood are coming out of your eyes. I walk towards you and I give you a fresh glass of water, and I tell you to stop fighting back. Stop resisting love. Why are you resisting love? It's the one thing that you need. It's the one thing you're not allowing yourself to have. And you hate me for even saying that. You're not going to admit that's the truth. I say, what if I tell you your spirit guides love you, and their love is in your heart, and there's nothing you can do to get rid of them? They're in your heart. Is it your spirit guide's fault that everything is the way that it is? Or have you been resisting love that much in your life that you somehow want to be beaten down by the world? And there's something of an old belief system or program that you're still holding on to, and that's preventing you from really accessing the love messages, okay? Because you're not saying that you're worthy and deserving of love yet on the level that you need to be saying it. Obviously, we're all working on that one. I'm working on that one all the time. And we come more and more and more into balance with that idea, with that experience of that idea as the truth. That we are value. We are the value. The love within us is the value. We are worthy and deserving of love. This is important. This is really important. And you hate love. This part of yourself is so broken and so mutilated, this part of your soul journey, okay? This isn't all that you are. This is just a part of all that you are. The part of you that has been dragged through the mud, been chewing on the gravel, has been ripped to shreds through the life experiences, and just can't let the love in because it's too angry and too hurt and too, cast away from the love. It becomes the demon inside, the part of us that inspires the pattern of life experiences that teach us the same lesson over and over again, and it's self-punishing somehow. The self-punishing life patterns, and why is this happening to me all the time? Well, it's this energy vibration here that is attracting it. And this needs love. It doesn't need more punishment. It needs love. It's freaking out at me. It's like the teeth keep wanting to bite my fingers or bite me, or and she's tied down, like the exorcist. It's sort of like that. And somehow the Hulk comes in here and takes a big fist and punches this part of yourself in the face. And just starts punching you over and over and over and over again. Because it's almost like now you are the bad guy, you are the one that's possessed, you are the demonic one, and Hulk is going to save all of us from you, save the day. And now he's going to punch it out of you, okay? He's going to beat it out of you. Beat the demon out of you. It's all wrong. It's all totally, none of this is in the balance. None of this is in the balance. Hulk is not in the balance to even decide what your balance is good or evil. It's not even in the balance to even decide that. And this part of you is resisting and refusing to love yourself enough to let go of all the pain and suffering you've been through on your soul journey, okay? Because this part of your soul's been through a lot. And it's all getting brought to the surface here with this Hulk situation, okay? And this, in the way, is not going to help you have a balanced communication with your higher self or spirit guides. It's going to ask you to heal me. Heal me. It's like, really, you need to be healing yourself, okay? So what's their messages for you? The guidance is to start healing yourself. Start loving yourself. Gosh, there's so much anger when I say that. It's okay. A lot of stuff isn't the surface here. A lot of stuff is, you're actually clearing out a lot in your closet. So whatever what this friction is here is actually helping you bring a lot of old stuff to the surface that needs to get cleared out. Okay, I'm just gonna keep sharing love with, Hulk is being ignored. Hulk, just go away. So I'm just focusing on the possessed child here. And I'm just sharing the love with you. And then I'm drawing a heart shape on your heart with a happy face on it, okay? And I'm just allowing that to be absorbed, all right? It's simple. I'm just drawing a heart here on your throat with a happy face. Heart on your third eye with the happy face, and a heart above your head, the happy face, a heart beneath your feet, the happy face, and a heart on the emotional gut region, happy face. We're just filling you with hearts with happy faces. There's a soul squirm here. Oh. You just release some huge stuff right there. It's like all the burden and all the hurt and all the worst parts of the soul journey. We just let go of a huge wind of that, and you just sort of collapse, and you're starting to get the color back in your face. You're starting to look like a normal child. You're wanting to be held. This might sound a little strange, but that the worn in your heart was actually like a male sex organ, is actually now being removed, and now it's actually going away, and there's a big black cloak around this space that's totally just getting out of here. It's just was just getting away from here, okay? It's just totally getting away from here. And so that there's like a hole here, but there's nothing piercing that hole, okay? Or creating pain for you in what would be a divine feminine space. It's creating pain, but it's also in your heart. It's more in your heart than anything else, okay? Oh man, this is hard. This is creating a lot of response here, okay? It's embarrassment, shame. It's I feel stupid. I feel like bringing it back to yourself, okay? But again, it's all lifting out, and just vent it, but don't be too hard on yourself here, okay? So a lot of response, and embarrassment, shame. I mean, it's just a lot of that going on right now. Crying. But there's so many of us. We're all here. We're all around you, surrounding you and loving you. And we're saying, and we're like cheering you on. We're like lifting you up. We're carrying you. You don't even have to walk anymore. You don't have to stand on your own 2 feet. We'll just carry you. It will just help you to rest and find your strength again. Something about this hole needs to get patched up. I am really... This hole is not just an easy thing to just patch up. Let's just see what we can do here. I'm just letting you hang out with the team of love that's surrounding you. Helping you to feel peaceful and rested and relaxed. Okay. I don't know. I'm telling your higher self, this hole here, I can't just it's like if I put a patch on it, it's like trying to cover up a hole with a rug, and we'll just pretend that it's not there. Somehow putting a patch on it or trying to just mend it is pretending it's not there. So I have to figure this out. I've got to take some time to figure this out. I'm just looking at it with love. I'm just going to touch it with my hand and help it to feel that the thorn is gone now. I'm just gently touching it with my hand, okay? It's kind of in a shock moment, or it's trying to figure out what to do now. It's just really confused. It's been used to that thorn for a while, okay? So it's just trying to acclimate to the change. So I'm just going to continue to like gently, it's okay. It's okay. The thorn is gone now. I'm just going to draw a heart in the hole and just a smiley face and just see what it does, okay? I'll just draw a heart above that hole. There, a heart below the hole, okay. Happy face, all right. A heart on this side. Happy face, a heart on this side. Happy face, so we're creating like northeast, southwest directions, and we'll just do the corners as well. We'll just keep drawing hearts with happy faces, just to help that love to soak into this space so it can absorb the love. So just continue to draw happy faces, hearts with happy faces. There's somebody inside here. There's actually a body of a woman that's coming out of a black goop that's coming up through the hole. And she was sleeping in a black goop. And the black goop lets her go while she's standing on her feet and recedes beneath the hole. Okay. I'm picking her up. I am taking the form of a man, and she's a woman. It's sort of like I'm the husband and she's the wife, and I'm picking her up and I'm resting her on the couch, and I'm putting a blanket on her, and I'm telling her to just sleep. And then I kiss her on the forehead and I tell her everything's going to be okay. It's a very loving gesture between a husband and wife here. And This hole, it's like a hole inside yourself. There's a lot more to this hole. I'm just gonna sit down. I'm gonna ask, hole, what are you about, or why are you here? What is the black goo beneath you? What's going on here? Like, I'm trying to go into the hole, but I can't just dive into the hole. So let's just see what we can find out here. All right. The more I look into the hole, I am able to go into some sort of circular tunnel. So I'm just going to go into the hole, into the circular tunnel, and it's like all the lost parts of yourself are down here. It's a weird dark ocean of lost things is kind of what it's like. And it's not something, I mean, what do I do? It's sad. It's like a graveyard for lost parts of yourself. It's really sad feeling. I just saying, who is the keeper of this space? It's a man is the keeper of this space. He's made out of black energy. He first creates a black structure. I couldn't possibly reiterate what it reminds me of. Like a, maybe, what is that big clock in London? Big Tom or I can't think of what, it's kind of looks like a clock tower. And it's black. And that's what he looks like at first. And then he shows me he's a black spirit man. He's just made out of black energy that is black, okay? I say, why are you here? You need to work on letting go as well. You can't be the keeper of all this lost stuff. This stuff doesn't belong to you. He says, but everything that is lost of yours, I can cherish the lost parts of you. So the lost parts of you can still feel loved. I say you need to let go. And these lost things need to go back to the owner. And you need to let go. There's some sort of emotional connection between you and this spirit emanation, okay? And there's a lot you both have been through, and this is a reflection of a space of sadness between you both. But there's a sort of an obsession here with the broken parts of yourself and feeding love into the broken parts of yourself. But really, the best way to handle this is to bring all that stuff back. It needs to be reconciled. It needs to be brought back to balance. This broken stuff has got to get brought back into balance. The love you're sharing with it and appreciating it isn't healing it, though. And it's not healing you either. It's like a broken clock in here, and he keeps looking at a broken, like, pocket watch. But literally it's broken. It's in two pieces, and I only have one piece of it. He takes this half of a pocket watch and puts it into his heart. And then he sits down and he cries. I see that his heart is full of broken parts of yourself. And he just holds on to them all for you so you don't lose them. It's really creating a lot of sorrow for him. I've got to figure this out. 'Cause, 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 Let's just, I've got to take a minute here to think I got to wait. I'm still trying to figure this out. All right, let me see here. I don't have a lot of time. I'm like all out of time. And we're looking at clocks and watches, huh? I'm just showing him that the watch is whole. I'm showing him that everything in this space is whole again. And everything in this space is whole again. It's whole again. And I'm showing him that he too is whole again. Everything in his heart is whole again. And he starts to get angry about that. And when he stands up, the ground is, he actually hits his head on the ceiling of this place. He gets really angry at me for making everything come back into being whole again. He's just so full of anger. And I say, you need to let go. I'm just gonna, everything that's in his heart is not in his heart anymore. It's all here and everything is whole again. And I'm just cutting a cord from this guy and you, and I'm just pushing him out of this place. Okay, I don't know that I have the power. I have the power to do that, but it creates a reaction inside of you that isn't healing this, whatever this is. I'm just going to see if I can bring you into this place. Or maybe I can bring this place upward. Let's try that. Let's just, whatever this hole is, we're going to expand it out. And now we're going to bring what is above down below, or a below up above. And we gotta reconcile this with everybody. He has to also see everybody too. He just wants to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So we all look really, really tiny. And then he could just step on all of us like bugs under a shoe. But when he steps on us, he doesn't hurt any of us because we're all glowing with light. And we aren't dense and hurt and in pain. We're all full of love. He's the one that's hurting inside. I tell you, you do not need this man in your life. You do not need this spirit. You do not need this consciousness. And you gotta trust me on this one. This is gonna keep you in sorrow and keep you looking for parts of yourself. And it's always gonna feel like looking for broken parts that need mended. But I'm creating the effect that there is nothing broken here. Everything is mended. So something about this entity, this consciousness, is attached to what is your feeling of brokenness. So this, I gotta ask your consciousness if you're okay now with me letting go, helping you to let go. You say I wasn't aware of this. And it's connected to your heart. And I pull out the root system that's connected to your heart, and he just sort of drifts away like a balloon in the air. And he's leaving this space. This is a really big job. You're reacting to this too. You clearly have a lot you're ready to let go of, you're ready to look at. And it's more than just talking to your spirit guides and higher self, because they're telling you, you know, you need to heal and you need to see these things about yourself. And with all of this at the surface of your spiritual atmosphere, it's going to be challenging to hear the messages, and the messages are to heal yourself. The messages are of this kind. All right, I'm just going to take all of this and I'm going to move it all up into a higher vibration, and then I'm going to have to stop there, okay? Good news is we've done a lot of amazing work for you, and it's going to bring an amazing balance to where you're at right now, okay? So I'm just pulling everything up into a higher vibrational space where there's light and love everywhere. Just letting it to bathe in the light of everything. All of our friends that are smiling here, your team of love is here, and everybody is helping you and surrounding you with love and hugs, okay? One final message: if you ever want to know how to connect with your spirit guide, don't ask for an answer. Don't ask them a question and wait for the answer. This one spirit guide is telling me that just sit down in a meditation and experience what it is like to receive a hug from an energy being that loves you. Allow yourself to feel the arms wrapping around your body. Allow yourself to feel the face next to yours and to feel yourself being hugged. And allow yourself to feel yourself hugging back, okay? And the heart-to-heart feeling of the hug is filling you with love inside. There's so much communication going on within a single hug. And as a human being, you want to know exactly, line for line for line for line for line of information. But sometimes the information is the act of a hug and the sharing of love between one heart and another heart. And there's so much information in that frequency of love right there. And the information is now getting into you and is processing beneath the surface of your ego and your consciousness. But it's healing all these parts of yourself and helping you to find the strength to keep going, to keep getting through this, because you need hugs. All right. That's all I can share, okay? But I will say the energy work here is definitely going to be helping, and I'm a little out of it. So I'm going to just fully disconnect from your spiritual atmosphere and then come back into myself more. So I'm just disconnecting from your spiritual atmosphere, and then I'm coming back into my body more. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for exploring this session with me. And for those of you watching, if you're interested in exploring a soul rebirth journey or any psychic session, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you all for watching, and I wish you all a wonderful day.